Hello everybody again on the VGC Twitch channel. Alongside me now I have a really cool player and a really big friend of mine. It's Nemanja Sandic. He top cutted last year's national, ending into a top 4 place, topping it at Worlds with a 10th place, I think, ending top 16. And yesterday he went to the top cut again and ended up going to top 16. Hello, Nemanja.
Hello, Sebi. Nice to be here.
I'm really appreciating it. Nemanja is pretty well known to the community as Porengan or even TV rocker, and we are going to see the VGC finals. We are going to see who is going to be the national champion of Germany and Austria, and it's really cool to see who is going to represent us at World Championships in Boston this year. We are going to have a new face over there because none of those two players ever have been to Worlds or ever have really did well at nationals. First year for both. We are seeing Marcus Stefan, also known as Blackleg to the internet fans, and Tobias Koschitsky, who is not well known yet, but definitely will be after this great appearance. In a few seconds we are going to get into team preview, but I'm telling the teams we are going to see almost the same match we already have seen in the semi-final, because Marcus is going to use a similar core consisting of a Venusaur, a Scrafty, a Landorus T, a Rotom Wash, a Heatran, and a Charizard. So we got 2 potential Mega Pokemon on Marcus' side. And we are going to see Toby's team here. Maybe Nemanja wants to tell us what the 6 Pokemon are.
Yeah, and the 6 Pokemons are Metagross, Hydreigon, Terrakion, Sandros, Landorus, and Jellicent.
So we have seen this matchup last round. What are you going to think? Who got the upper hand this time? Last time Tobias played really well against Luca. Luca wasn't able to touch that Metagross that well, though he had a Landorus T, a Heatran, a Scrafty, and a Rotom Wash to touch it. And now Marcus got a Charizard to touch it as well. You told me something about the Megas in these teams. Want to tell our viewers and hearers what are you thinking about the Megas in these teams?
Yeah, Marcus had the decision between 2 Megas, Venusaur and Charizard. The Charizard has advantage against his Metagross of Tobias, and Venusaur has a disadvantage against Metagross.
Oh, look at this, Nemanja.
Oh,
here we see.
That's right.
We got the leads. We got the Scrafty and Charizard on Marcus' side, and the Thundurus and Terrakion on Tobias' side. So Marcus decided to go the offensive route of the team with the Mega Charizard instead of the passive route with Mega Venusaur. So we already know, I can tell it now, this Charizard got Tailwind, so maybe he tries to fake out in Tailwind, but instead he's going for a switch.
And now we have the double Intimidate on Terrakion. That's not good for it because the damage output isn't the big now, but still Sandros isn't big impressed about the Intimidate. And we get the close combat into Scrafty. Like we see, not that much damage. What do you think?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Marcus is going to shuffle around these Intimidates, trying to lower down the damage, and this one is huge because, as you could see, the close combat isn't even one-shotting the Scrafty. Now Landorus is in a pretty good position. It can either Rock Slide to kill to feint the Thundurus, or to go for an Earthquake to feint the Terrakion. But that's a hard decision because you don't want to lock yourself into a move that can't touch one Pokemon on the opposing side of the field. What are you thinking about the next turn, Nemanja?
Well, the first one was a pretty fast-paced game, if you ask me. Marcus had the decision to kill one of the Pokemon. He can defeat the Terrakion, or he can defeat the Voltoross. But the Sandros switched out for another Landorus, and now the Intimidate's again on Marcus' side. And Scrafty is switching out too. Now we can see how it's moving.
It's a pretty fast game. They do not think a lot. Pretty unusual for a final. Normally you take the whole time to think about the turn. They are really used to their teams. They are really used to the matchup, it seems. They are shuffling Intimidates a lot just to decrease the damage output of the opponent Pokemon. And we gotta see, I didn't pay attention, but it was a U-turn. Yeah, it was a U-turn out into the Scrafty again to even shuffle more Intimidates onto the Terrakion. It's now at -3 attack on the Landers is down at, I haven't seen, was it down at
-1, I guess.
-1, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Heatran is still in fear of a close combat. If you knew it or not, if a Pokemon is landing a critical hit, the critical hit will ignore stat drops. So once you land a critical hit, it's even more powerful than a normal attack would have been without drops.
Yeah, that's true. That now we can see if Tobias is going to take the risk of a critical hit to attack Heatran, or is he going to attack Scrafty and get one of the Intimidators off? No, we can see the switch out of Terrakion and getting the Thunderous back in. Yeah, and here we see the fake outs on Thunderous, yeah.
Landers.
Landers, thanks.
No problem, you're welcome. And we see some free damage in the heat wave because there was a switch and a nice burn. Tobias Thunderous got burned and is now going to faint pretty soon. Oh, and we got the Pikachu. Hello, Pikachu. Pikachu is coming at us. Well, Pikachu, we are playing the finals right now. I know you're as hyped as we are. So now we got both genies on the side of Tobias, and we got Scrafty plus Heatran on the side of Marcus. Heatran is going to do a lot of damage with that heat wave, but it's also fearing the potential earthquake coming from the Landers. Let's see. Marcus just scouts in which move Tobias wants to lock in. And he's going for the rock slide.
Yeah, is it enough to defeat the Scrafty? I don't think so.
No.
But he have also Thunderous to clean it up. And yeah, he's going for
He doubles up into that Scrafty. That was a good play to take out that Scrafty. One Intimidate Shuffler is gone already. Playing with those teams is all about positioning. You have to position yourself good on the board. Watch out to not let one of your Intimidate Shufflers faint. Nobody uses a Bisharp or a Milotic in this final, which would be crucial because of their abilities, Defiant and Competitive, which raises the S-attack stat and attack stat respectively. And now he comes back in, the Landers Therian, threatening now the opposing Hydreigon with a potentially superpower U-turn. Heatran is kind of free to heat wave, but has to be careful because Hydreigons love to be played with that earth power.
Ooh, yeah.
Let me have a look at Tobias' team sheets.
Here, Tobias, here we have the earth power on
we have
Hydreigon.
The earth power from the Hydreigon packed up by a Choice Bags, which powers up the special attack, and we got leftovers on the Heatran, so no Sugar Berry, and it's probably open for that earth power. Let's have a look what it's going to do, and we see the U-turn from Landers, and there is the choice if the Hydreigon either Draco Meteors the Landers slot or locks itself into that earth power to make that Heatran faint, which is wide open right now.
I don't think the Heatran can stand the earth power by Choice Bags Hydreigon. But here comes the Dark Pulse and Charizard without the Mega Evolution that deals so much damage. But the Heat Waves should take not the knockout on
Landers. Here we go. And Marcus puts itself into a really good position. That Hydreigon is locked into Dark Pulse, which Heatran can shake off several times. Just to be careful about the flinches. We've seen a lot of flinches on the screen already. And here we see the Terrakion again entering the field. Well, Terrakion is kind of scary for Marcus, isn't it? If it goes for Rock Slide, it can potentially take out the Charizard and deal some nice chip damage onto that Heatran and potentially flinch it. Doubled up with the flinch maybe from a Dark Pulse from that Hydreigon into that Heatran. It's 50-50 if that Heatran is going to attack.
I think so he's going to attack because Terrakion can even close it up with a... Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say he can close it up the game with a close combat and the Dark Pulse on the Charizard. But I think he's going... Oh, the Rock Slide. That was quite a good play.
That was my route I expected, Nemanja.
That's the reason why you are the head judge, head commentator.
Don't worry, I like talking with you guys. I like talking with my commentaries as well. I always look out for cool players you want to see. And here we got the Landers again, which has now to lock into a move, and that's pretty hard because it doesn't want to Earthquake. Maybe it locks itself into Superpower, which would be the optimal play. Who to take out? We got not a lot of potential attacks going on that Heatran protected, so it wants to attack this turn. The Landorus is probably going to take out either Hydreigon or Terrakion with that Superpower, and this should seal the deal for Marcus.
Yeah, I think so. Because he has now, he can't really, Terrakion can't really beat the Landorus, even with Stone Edge as Rock Slide. But did you see Tobias don't crit and the flinch? Well,
that could put Tobias back. With a look at his team sheet, that Terrakion is wearing a Focus Sash, so it is able to stand that Superpower easily after the -1 drop from that attack stat. So we are going to see probably another Rock Slide coming off, trying to flinch that Heatran and fishing for the KO on that Landorus, taking out Heatran later on. Let's have a look if that Heatran is actually going to flinch or not. Let's have a look.
No.
Oh, and it didn't flinch. That's it. Game 1 won by Marcus. Another way to go. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was a really cool play, a really good match.
Wow. Well, did you see that Tobias didn't bring his Mega Pokemon? Pretty brave decision, if you ask me.
Tobias thought maybe that Metagross has not a good matchup against Charizard, against Landorus, against Scrafty, against Rotom-Wash.
Yeah.
A lot of potential threats to the Mega Metagross. I think it gets one-shot by the Charizard. Rotom-Wash can potentially Will-O-Wisp it or Thunderbolt it for big damage. Metagross can touch Heatran, and Heatran does big damage with Heat Wave. Metagross can't touch Scrafty for big damage because of that Intimidate, and is in fear of that strong knockoff. As we know, Marcus is playing a bit more offensive Scrafty with an Adamant nature and an Assault Vest. We have seen a pretty bulky Scrafty on the side from Luca, who was playing a bit defensive mode of the team, and Marcus is going an offensive route. So for the next match, we are hopping right back into the next team preview. Maybe we are going to see again the Sun mode. Maybe we are going to see Mega Metagross this time. What are you thinking?
Well, we have an old rule in the competitive Pokemon, and they say never change a winning team. So I guess you know it by the football, right?
Right, yeah. You're right.
And I think Marcus is going to play the same 4 Pokemon he was playing in the first match.
That is what I would do. And I've just seen we got over 700 viewers. Hello out there. We appreciate it very much. We love you. We really love you. And we see again that Scrafty Charizard lead, and again that Landorus Thunderous lead. If we were in juniors, we could imagine this is Discharge Earthquake. That's what I told my brother.
I always feared the Discharge Earthquake tactic.
What do you expect from this lead? Do you expect that Charizard staying in and potentially try to pull off that Tailwind, or is it too much in danger by a potential Thunderbolt and Rock Slide?
Well, Marcus is a pretty safe player. If you're going to take the Rock Slide, he stays in. If you're going to take the Rock Slide and the flinch chance just to bring the Tailwind, and the T-Bolt, if you don't fake out. This would be pretty risky for his decision. I don't think he will bring it.
So he fakes out the Landorus and eats the Thunder Wave for his Charizard, slowing it down massively. And let's see, he fires off that Sun-boosted Heat Wave, doing big amount of damage to both Pokemon, almost bringing down the Landorus. And Thunderous had to eat up its Citrus Berry to get some health back. But now Marcus is in a pretty bad spot. He has to switch out the Charizard if he wants to keep it anymore. That Scrafty is probably able to take out the Landorus with its strong knockoff, or going to attack into that Thunderous. What are you thinking? What happens now?
I think he will save his Landorus because of the Intimidate. Intimidate's a pretty big weapon for this game. And I bet my Whimsicott he was trained his Landorus that well to survive all heat waves from every Charizard or Heatran. And we now see the second Thunder Wave. This is pretty tough for Marcus because 2 times Thunder Wave and here the Rock Slide. Yeah, Rock Slide. This is, I don't know the percentage, but it's pretty low chance to attack by Marcus' side.
Let me just. It's about 30% to attack, I guess, because you got down to 50% and less than 30%, and that's pretty tough. Once every Pokemon is paralyzed and is eating Rock Slides, they are probably not going to attack anymore. Here we go, we see the Scrafty, the Intimidate Shuffle again, which is crucial for this team. And he's going for the Rock Slide again and probably Thunderbolting that Heatran slot.
And another T-Bolt in Heatrans, right? Oh, and he can attack.
And here we see the power of Rock Slide plus Thunder Wave.
Yeah, the always loved community Rock Slide and T-Waves. Only with Swagger.
I know you love that kind of teams.
Yeah, well, I like it because the chance are always on your side.
That's it. That's why maybe Tobias is coming that approach, trying to avoid attacks from Marcus' side as he lost the first game, and now is trying to get the chances on his side. And we got over 700 viewers watching the game with us. That's so amazing. And we see the switch to Hydreigon and the fake out from Scrafty into the Thunderous. And it gets a free Heat Wave off. That should probably knock out that Thunderous. And yes, it does. And going good chip damage on that Hydreigon. Marcus is coming back.
Yeah, and with a pretty great precision. Even with the paralyzed Heatran, he don't even fear the... well, he can fear the Dark Pulse by the Trickfallow, by the Hydreigon, I mean.
Hydreigon.
Yeah, Hydreigon. Because even the chance are on the side with the Paralyzers and the 20% flinch chance by the Dark Pulse.
Look at this, we got a Mega Metagross. He brought it this time, and Mega Metagross is also known for causing flinches with his Iron Head and Sand Headbutt. So Tobias is going that route, paralyzing a lot of mons, and try to attack with moves that are able to flinch. Dark Pulse is able to flinch. Sand Headbutt is able to flinch that Pokemon, but let's have a look if he's really trying to flinch both Pokemon.
Yeah,
Heatran wanted to protect.
That was protect, yeah. Now we see the Dark Pulse into Heatran, like we said. He survived, but he can bring up the substitute by Metagross. Let me see what Scrafty is doing. He's doing the Drain Punch against Hydreigon.
He stands it really well. Wow. Hydreigon stands that super effective Drain Punch really, really well. And Tobias put up a substitute on his Metagross, bringing himself into a really good position because Marcus should try to double up into that Metagross, but Heatran is probably going to faint if it stays in due to that Dark Pulse, and Metagross is just free to attack that Scrafty with an Iron Head.
Yeah, this is a position no one player likes, to see an opponent's Metagross behind the substitute. And we see the KO on Heatran. We see the knockout, and let's see if Scrafty is going to flinch. No, it actually triggers the knockoff into that Hydreigon slot. That was a good play. He predicted maybe there is a switch. Knockoff takes out that Hydreigon anyhow, and knockoff is a better move on the switch because it knocks your item off. That would have been crucial. And now we see the landers on both sides shuffling, intimidates on each other very well. That's a cool. Okay, we got a pretty good spot for Marcus for Tobias right now because of that substitute. Marcus still got a Pokemon in the back. It's the paralyzed Charizard, which is able to do really good damage. And that Landorus from Tobias is going to faint from the next hit it probably get. If we don't see the flinch, yeah, like we do. And we see the Zen Headbutt into Landorus. Now we can see how much much damage. Wow.
That's a big amount of damage. And Skrafty is going to take out the Landorus, and we see Tobias behind the substitute facing 3 Pokemons left on Marcus' side. So that's pretty hard to recover for him. And he really has to flinch like every Pokemon. He has to go into that Skrafty slot with an Iron Head, for example, because it just... Oh, here we are. We are back. You missed a lot, guys. Sorry so much for that technical issue. You should have seen this. Tobias won the second match out of nowhere because the Charizard was dodging a heat wave, and therefore he could attack it for free later on. And Tobias took the second game. It was really awesome. Really awesome. Now we're going into a game 3, and let's see if Marcus is going to recover from that shock. I guess we are hopping into the team preview, right? No, we are not hopping into the team preview, but we know the teams already. Let's see what they're going to bring to their third match, because that was huge. I bet Marcus is going to bring similar team right now he brought, because he had the match, and now we are seeing the third match, defining who is going to be the national champion of this year in Pokemon 2015. Here we go.
Yeah, now we see this exactly lead like the first 2 games before, Skrafty and Charizard. And now a difference on Tobias' side, Thundurus and Terrakion.
Different approach, yeah. That Terrakion is actually a threat to the Charizard and to that Skrafty as well. I bet that Terrakion is able to one-shot that Skrafty when it's not intimidated, but for now it's going... it has to fear that Fake Out, or maybe the Terrakion got Quick Guard on it, so let's have a look.
It does.
It got Quick Guard on it. But if it is going for a Quick Guard, it can't Rock Slide that Charizard. So, what are you expecting from this turn now?
Well, Tobias has a good run with his flinch attacks, so we see the Charizard stays in. So
Charizard is going to stay in, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't see the Landorus switch in. I'm suspecting the Protect by Terrakion, yeah. Because there will not be Fake Outs on Thundurus. I guess it's more like Drain Punch and Terrakion, just to bring down the Sash. Oh, and we see the Thunder Wave and the Drain Punch and Terrakion.
Whoa, Nemanja, just like you predicted. You predicted not to Fake Out and that Drain Punch into that Terrakion. Whoa, you're the pro, everybody knows it. And now we got almost the same situation, despite not being able to Fake Out. Well, we are still playing Tobias versus Marcus. Maybe that's... But you know who is playing. Don't worry, guys. We just...
Yeah, he had to switch out the Charizard because the offensive pressure by Thundurus and Terrakion was too big. We see the Rock Slide. I always say Stone Edge. I don't know why. You see the Rock Slide into both. And the Hidden Power Ice. Which slot is he going to do? In the Landorus.
Oh, that was a huge play. Whoa. Almost taken that Landorus out. That was a huge play.
Yeah.
Saving that slot, because if the Charizard stays in, it is going to faint, and if it switches out to Landorus to take that Rock Slide better, that Landorus is probably going to faint because of that HP Ice, but that's heavily trained into special defense, I guess, to stand that HP Ice that well. Hey.
Yeah, like I see on the HP number, it's a big investment, as a well trained in HP, like in HP, like I see, and the flinch on Skrafty.
The flinch on Skrafty was huge.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
It could break the potential of the focus sash on that Terrakion, and now Thundurus is going to Thunder Wave that Skrafty, and the Landorus is going to shuffle that Intimidate again, just to bring it out later on to tear down that Terrakion better, and he probably wanted to save it. Let's have a look. He brought that Heatran. Heatran in Sun is really a huge threat. You know it, you've played yourself Heatran in Sun yesterday to good success. You went to top 16 with the combination. And we see the knockoff into the Thunderous slot. That was a good play.
Yeah, I bet he, like I said, like I can read the turn, he just thought Terrakion will go out because it was a -2. He couldn't pick up so much damage. But that's the reason why he also just attacked Sunburst. He could break with U-turn the Sash by Terrakion, but I don't think he was about thinking he's going for the Rock Slide.
That Focus Sash is still intact, and it's a big thing to have that. You have in mind, I live at least one attack, no matter what happens. Well, if you get a burn or something, but
he still survives the attack.
He still survives. Still survives the attack, you're right. And that Heatran is going to set up a sub, and as we have seen the match before, setting up a sub is... Oh, soft time crucial.
That was a smart play, I don't know. I guess he always thinks he was going to switch out again to Terrakion.
Oh yeah.
But Tobias just bring up the pressure and stays with Terrakion, no matter what comes.
That Terrakion got its ability activated, which says when it's hit by a dark move, his attack is going to power up, and therefore the attack strengthened that Terrakion. So that play was kind of like over prediction on Marcus' side, and Tobias is now able to go for the Rock Slide to pick up the Scrafty. We see the KO here. Scrafty is coming back.
Yeah, and the T-Bolt, because Rock Slide was pretty easy tanked by the substitute. But the T-Bolt Thunderbolt was enough to pick up the destroying on the substitute.
And now Thunderous is going down to that sun-boosted Heat Wave, and Terrakion slightly lives that very strong attack because it resists it, and now Sun is gone. We are probably going to see some Intimidate shuffle again.
Well, I think he wants his Sun back, but he could bring his Charizard, because his Charizard is so well trained in defensive and his HP, so he can stay easily that Rock Slide by Terrakion.
Ah, okay, that would be a good play. Yeah, you are the profi. The Charizard is coming back, bringing back the Sun, powering up both Heat Waves. Metagross can stand. I don't think that Metagross can stand a Heat Wave from Heatran. Do you think so?
I'm for sure not, no. We have a modest Citran, and I don't know a Metagross who can stand that in the Sun.
Okay. So, is Terrakion able to get some flinches off on those threatening fire Pokemon? I guess Metagross is just going to take a Protect and make a break here.
Well, we see the Protect on Terrakion, but I think the Protect on Metagross would be there, yeah. Because Metagross only is too slow to outspeed the Charizard in this normal form. In this Mega form, he can easily... Whoa!
Oh, we see the Tailwind! Whoa. That's a huge play, predicting that double Protect, going for Tailwind, which doubles the speed up. And now Marcus is able to fire off really strong Heat Waves. That brings him in a really leading position versus Tobias, and 2 Heat Waves from 2 fire Pokemon in the Sun is something that can burn you out of your shoes. I bet so.
Yeah, that's a position I love to play in my team. Then Charizard and Heatran outside.
And we hear the crowd cheering because both Pokemon of Tobias faint, and Marcus is in a really good position right now.
And we have the sub on Heatran. So.
Whoa, Nemanja, I think we got a new champion, don't we?
Yeah,
that is huge. A huge position to be in for Marcus.
Yeah, Germany has a new champion, and his name is Markus Stefan.
Whoa, here we go.
Yeah,
we still got the fire resist in Hydreigon, but it can't flinch that Charizard with Dark Pulse. It can't flinch that Heatran with Dark Pulse. And we see the forfeit. Congratulations, Marcus. Congratulations. We got a new national champion from Germany. Really huge, really well played, very well played. Also known under his online nickname Blackleg, we congratulate you. We really well played. That Tailwind sealed the deal. really huge play. Nemanja, I thank you a lot of times for commentating with me. We are going to have a little short break and be back right away in 1 or 2 minutes to say the final words of today. I hope you enjoy the final match. Stay tuned, guys. Don't leave our Twitch channel. We're going to say some final words to you in 1 or 2 minutes. Guys, see you